This is the metropolitan area outer underground discharge channel, or at least one part of it, the holding tank. It is almost impossible to convey the scale of this on camera.
This city is located near the ocean and it is very low-lying. In fact, in some places, Tokyo is below sea level.
Beneath the surface of Japan lies something astonishing. A structure so massive it defies belief. And this isn't just big, it's a jaw-dropping engineering marvel built to save millions from nature's fury. Tokyo, a city built on vulnerability, faces relentless threats from typhoons and torrential rains. But instead of succumbing to nature's fury, Japan fought back in a way that rewrote the rules of what humans can achieve. So let us take you into this marvel, where science meets sheer determination. Tokyo sits on a precarious edge, its geography turning it into a ticking time bomb for catastrophic flooding. The eastern districts of this bustling metropolis are perched below sea level, making it feel like the city was built at the bottom of a giant bathtub, a scenario that's far from ideal when torrential rains or typhoons hit. Flooding isn't just a modern issue for Tokyo, it's a centuries-old battle. Records from as early as the 1600s detailed devastating floods that swept through the area. But by the late 20th century, the problem escalated to unprecedented levels. Tokyo's rapid urbanization replaced absorbent natural ground with endless stretches of concrete, leaving rainwater with nowhere to go, but straight into chaos. In 1991, Tokyo's vulnerability became glaringly clear when a brutal typhoon unleashed massive flooding, causing billions of yen in damage. The city was drowning, both literally and figuratively. Something drastic had to happen. And then came the audacious answer, the Tokyo Flood Tunnels Project. This was no minor fix. It was an engineering feat so ambitious it bordered on science fiction. The goal? To build an underground system capable of diverting massive amounts of floodwater before it could wreak havoc on the surface. Think of it as a colossal underground safety net. But instead of catching people, it catches disaster. And this system is no ordinary tunnel. The metropolitan area outer underground discharge channel is a sprawling network that's nothing short of awe-inspiring. At its heart lies a reservoir the size of 2 football fields, capable of holding a jaw-dropping 670,000 cubic meters of water, enough to fill 268 Olympic-sized swimming pools. Construction began in 1992, an immense task that took 14 years to complete. By 2006, Tokyo's underground fortress, nicknamed the Underground Temple, was ready. With 5 massive silos and 6.4 kilometers of tunnels, this marvel of engineering stands as a silent guardian, tirelessly protecting the city above from the watery chaos that once threatened its very survival. Now let's dive into what makes Tokyo's flood defense system a true engineering masterpiece, and why it's often considered one of the most impressive infrastructure projects in the world. The pressure-adjusting water tank is where the entire system's magic begins. This colossal underground chamber isn't just designed to store water, it's built to handle immense pressure without breaking a sweat. Think of it as a steel giant standing firm against relentless waves, redirecting nature's fury to protect millions of lives above. Then there's the tunnel system, a vast network carved 50 meters below the city. These tunnels are so massive you could theoretically fly a full-size passenger jet through them. That might sound absurd, but it gives you an idea of their scale. These aren't just drainage systems, they're lifelines, capable of swallowing rivers of water during the worst storms. At the heart of it all lies the pump system, the true powerhouse of Tokyo's defenses. 4 enormous turbines, each weighing an astonishing 14 tons, can move 200 tons of water every second. To put that in perspective, they can drain an Olympic-sized swimming pool in just 3 seconds. The sheer power is mind-boggling, but what's even more impressive is the precision required to make it all work seamlessly. So how does this colossal system operate? During heavy rains, water from overflowing rivers is funneled into the tunnels through gigantic silos, massive concrete structures acting as entry points. From there, the water is channeled into the reservoir known as the Underground Temple, a cavernous space that looks more like an otherworldly cathedral than a functional flood tank. Once the rain stops, the turbines kick into gear, methodically pumping water into the nearby Edogawa River at a controlled rate. The results have been staggering. Since the system became operational in 2006, It's reduced flood damage across Tokyo by an estimated 90%. This means billions of yen in savings and, more importantly, peace of mind for millions of residents, especially those in vulnerable areas. But there's more to the story than just numbers. These tunnels haven't just stopped floods. They've transformed Tokyo's urban planning. Areas once written off as flood-prone are now thriving, creating new opportunities for development and growth. Still, this achievement hasn't been without its critics. The project's price tag was eye-watering, 230 billion yen, roughly 2 billion, and ongoing maintenance isn't cheap either. There's also the environmental cost. Operating the system consumes a staggering amount of energy, raising concerns about its carbon footprint. Pumping vast amounts of potentially contaminated water into the Edogawa River has also sparked debates about long-term environmental impact. And then there's the elephant in the room, climate change. With storms growing more frequent and severe, will even this be enough to protect Tokyo in the decades to come? Furthermore, when the system isn't in operation, parts of it, like the breathtaking underground temple, open up for guided tours. Walking through these massive, cathedral-like chambers, visitors get a rare glimpse into the machinery that shields their city from disaster. It's a sobering reminder of what it takes to keep millions of people safe in the face of nature's fury. Looking ahead, Tokyo's flood defenses are set to evolve even further. Engineers are working on integrating advanced AI and IoT technologies into the system. The vision, a network capable of predicting floods before they happen, adjusting its operations in real time to minimize damage. It's like giving the system a brain, one that can think ahead, plan, and act on its own. There's also talk of expanding the tunnel network to cover more vulnerable areas of the city. While these plans are still in their infancy, they show a commitment to staying ahead of the problem. Researchers are exploring ways to make the system more sustainable, too. Ideas like powering the massive pumps with renewable energy and cleaning floodwater before releasing it back into the rivers. But the story of Tokyo's tunnels isn't just about one city. Flooding is a global threat, and recent disasters are stark reminders of the urgent need for innovation everywhere. Take Hurricane Milton, which hit Florida in October 2024. The storm unleashed a staggering 18 inches of rain in some areas, overwhelming flood defenses and triggering record-breaking water levels. The Hillsborough River and Cypress Creek shattered their previous records, while the St. Johns River swelled to major flood stages across multiple counties. Over 1,000 water rescues were needed as neighborhoods turned into lakes. It raises a critical question. Could a system like Tokyo's have helped in Florida? The answer isn't simple, but the potential is undeniable. While Florida's unique geology and climate would call for a different approach, the core concept, a network of underground tunnels and reservoirs to manage excess water, could be adapted. Imagine if Florida had a system to divert floodwaters away from overwhelmed rivers and reservoirs. It could ease the pressure on drainage systems, protect communities, and dramatically reduce damage during hurricanes. This is the kind of forward-thinking solution that cities around the world need to consider as extreme weather events become more frequent and severe. But flooding doesn't just threaten Florida, it's a global issue, and Tokyo's approach offers lessons for cities around the world. Think of New Orleans, still haunted by the devastation of Hurricane Katrina. While levees are its primary defense, underground water storage could add a crucial second line of protection. Then there's the Netherlands, renowned for its sophisticated flood control systems. Even they might benefit from supplementing their iconic dikes and levees with underground reservoirs to handle extreme conditions. Bangladesh, a country crisscrossed by rivers and battered by monsoon floods, faces a different challenge. A system of subterranean channels could help divert and store the overwhelming volumes of water that regularly inundate its low-lying regions. And Venice, famous for its canals but under siege from rising sea levels, could explore a tailored version of Tokyo's design. An underground solution might be just what's needed to combat floods caused by high tides and relentless storms. Building these systems wouldn't be easy. The financial investment alone would be staggering, not to mention the engineering challenges unique to each region. But as climate change accelerates and extreme weather events become the norm, bold solutions like these might shift from nice to have to absolutely essential. Florida's recent flooding disaster drives this point home. It exposed the grim reality that many existing infrastructures simply aren't up to the task of protecting communities from the unpredictable forces of nature. For Tokyo, the flood tunnels represent something much bigger than an engineering marvel. They're a testament to what's possible when cities face challenges head-on and dare to think differently. Of course, the system isn't perfect. There's criticism from costs to environmental concerns, but its impact on the city's safety and resilience is undeniable. So here's the question. Is it time to rethink how we defend ourselves against climate-related disasters? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed today's video, give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories about innovations shaping our world. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.